That's right. We are winning, and we're winning by virtue of people waking up to the reality that we are not safe and that our government is not benevolent caretakers of us. We need to be aware, and we need to self-educate.
And that's what you can do, folks, by reading Gwen Olsen's website. Again, gwenolsen.com?
That's correct.
All right, yeah. And I hope, by the way, maybe you'll write for us from time to time.
I would love to.
Would love to have some of your stories up there. By the way, Gwen Olsen did win a Human Rights Award from CCHR, which speaks out against psychiatric medicine. I've also been recognized by that organization. You know, the bottom line here is you and I think, operate from a sense of compassion for children, especially.
Absolutely.
We don't want to see children maimed and harmed. Is that what you feel in your heart when you write this kind of book?
Absolutely. And actually, I worked for 5 years in the Texas foster care system as a court-appointed special advocate, CASA. And I was still in the pharmaceutical industry at that time. And I started to see how that children that were, just had a bad rap in life and got placed in the system were literally a profit center for psychiatric drugging. And because of the Texas medication algorithm project that we had here, they were getting not only, major psychiatric drugs, but the most expensive drugs that were on the market, and the taxpayers were paying for them. So I really became alarmed about that when I saw that all my little 2-, 3-, and 4-year-old kiddos, they would come into the system and they were immediately drugged.
Incredible. Just incredible. Well, we're going to be going to a break here shortly, and we're going to be coming back with your calls. I see we've got Aaron from Nevada, Joe from Pennsylvania, Salivia from California coming back. The guest here in studio on the Alex Jones Show is Gwen Olsen, Confessions of an RX Drug Pusher. We'll be taking your calls on the other side of this break. Real quickly, I want you to think about what is the most astonishing thing that parents out there need to know today, the most astonishing thing that you've seen as an insider, and share that with us. You can start now, and we'll finish it. Okay. We'll finish it on the other side.
As a mother myself, and as I said, as a child advocate, the most astonishing thing that I saw was every manufacturer that I worked for in the pharmaceutical industry brought home the fact that our children were the most lucrative expansion market available to the industry.
All right, sorry to cut you off. We're about to go to break. It's all about money, folks. Making money off of children, like the Matrix, but it's the pharmaceutical Matrix. Stay with us here on the Alex Jones Show. We'll be back with Gwen Olsen on the other side of this break. All right, folks, welcome back to the Alex Jones Show. Thank you for continuing with us today. This is Mike Adams filling in for Alex today, who is on an airplane right now at this very moment. And by the way, we just received a report right before he boarded. He called in to the crew here and said that he had an incident with TSA at the airport, I believe in Vegas there. I don't know the details of that, but you can bet that it's something he's going to be talking about in great detail tonight on InfoWars Nightly News. So be sure that you don't miss that episode, because Alex is going to lay it out for you. I mean, he's been traveling. He's probably a little on edge from being perhaps accosted, perhaps felt up by the TSA. I don't know what happened, but you can bet it wasn't nice, okay? It wasn't polite. Just read Jesse Ventura's lawsuit if you want details on what these people do to you. Hey, maybe they said, hey, this is Alex Jones. We're going to give him a little extra, just to drive home the point that you're supposed to be a slave and stop telling the truth on InfoWars. Who knows? But that's coming up tonight on InfoWars Nightly News, so don't miss that. Now, we're continuing in the studio right now with Gwen Olsen, a former pharmaceutical insider, a very successful sales rep, marketing rep for the pharma industry, who has now written a book called Confessions of an RX Drug Pusher. Well, that book has been out, a year? 2 years?
Actually, it came out in 2005, and I just revamped in 2009.
Okay, so just the update came out a couple of years ago. Also, we're going to be taking your calls here in this segment, and the number is 1-800-259-9231. Please call in on this topic, and we welcome your calls. Love to hear from you. And you got your headphones on? You ready to go?
My headphones on.
All right, here we go. Aaron in Nevada. You are on the air with Gwen Olsen. Hi, Aaron.
Hi. Hey, thank you very much. Well, just like on a positive note, is it a good business opportunity potentially to get into selling pharmaceuticals to the retiring baby boomer generation type of thing, a wholesale or type, maybe internet retail, something like that?
Yeah, good one, Aaron. Aaron's playing along with us here. Clever question.
Right.
So, yeah.
Obviously, Aaron, it's a very lucrative position. With the baby boomer population being what it is, we obviously are going to be all using drugs, or they're hoping that we're all going to be using drugs to the tune of 5 to 6 items. However, I think that my own advice personally would be not to get into the pharmaceutical industry because it's a house of cards that will implode.
Oh, that's good news.
Yes.
I'm sure we'll be talking to you more as that happens. It is a house of cards. Aaron, did you have a follow-up question?
No.
Okay, well, that was a good one, though. Thanks for your call. Let's go on to Joe in Pennsylvania here. Joe, you're on the air with Gwen Olsen. Go ahead, please.
How you doing, guys?
How you doing? Doing good?
I got a lot of questions. I take drugs, and not all drugs are bad. But first question, remember back when AIDS came out and they were doing all these experimental drugs and the community was screaming that they come out faster, so they started fast-tracking the drugs?
Yeah.
For the AIDS.
Yes.
Is that the catalyst that kept the fast-tracking going, in your opinion? First question.
We're almost out of time. Go ahead and answer that as quickly as you can.
Actually, I believe that it was the PDUFA legislation that came out that caused that. That's a Prescription Drug User Fee Act. And that was probably what caused the fast tracking. And it was about that same time and for that issue.
Okay, great question. Sorry, we're almost out of time. Gwen, can you stay with us for a couple minutes on the other side of this break? Stay with us here on InfoWars. Okay, welcome back, folks, to the Alex Jones Show. This is Mike Adams, the Health Ranger, editor of Natural News, filling in for Alex today, who's on an airplane right now after suffering some kind of event with the TSA in Las Vegas. I don't know what exactly happened, but he is going to be covering that tonight on InfoWars Nightly News. So be sure to catch that tonight on prisonplanet.tv as we hear more from Alex about what really happened with the TSA in Nevada. That should be a fascinating story. I'm going to tune in myself and find out more details about that. We're joined in studio right now, wrapping up with Gwen Olsen, author of Confessions of an RX Drug Pusher. And we just have a couple more minutes with Gwen here. We've been taking some calls. Are you okay to take another call or two?
Fine.
We've already had a couple of interesting callers, so let's see if we can up the ante here with even more. Stephen from Florida, thank you for holding. You're on the air with Gwen. Go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, my fellow terrorists.
Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, here we are. You found us.
Gwen, I wanted to say I am so glad that you're on here covering this topic. I'm an insurance agent, and I run into people all the time. I mean, I've seen seniors on 19 medications a day. It's ridiculous. I've got a niece that's on 6 of these psychotropic medications, and I'm trying to get her, to get out of that whole system. But here's what I wanted to ask about. I had seen documentation. Alex has covered this in the past on his show, and I was just wondering, as a former insider, I'm glad I can say former, and I know you are too, but the connections, because, what I've seen is that basically the FDA is run by the pharmaceutical industry. They're all former executives and people within it, that run that whole thing. But I've seen documentation to the fact that at the end of World War II, our so-called intelligence networks had a secretive covert operation called Operation Paperclip, where they secretly smuggled these Nazi eugenicists out of Germany and transported them over here. And they're basically the ones that started the pharmaceutical industry. So what I wanted to say, and then I'd like you to respond to this, is that the issue here is not just money, although that is an issue. The Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. And they typify
I'm gonna ask Gwen to go ahead and comment on that because we've only got a couple of minutes left. That's a great question. You're right on the point here, Stephen. Go ahead, Gwen.
Okay, but exactly what was the question? It was so multifaceted.
Well, I think he's asking, do you agree with that assessment that Nazi Germany scientists were brought over and made part of the pharmaceutical industry?
That's absolute truth to that information. I've also seen all of that, yes.
What about the eugenics agenda?
And the eugenics agenda, I do believe very much so that that's a big part of what the psychiatric drugging is all about. I believe that's what the vaccine industry is all about. I believe that's what a lot of it's all about. But, it's not a subject matter that we broach frequently with the general public, because people do not believe that this could be taking place. And what I'm trying to get people to do is do their own due diligence and their own discovery process, that this is, in fact, what's taking place.
Well said, Gwen, and thank you, Stephen, for your question. You were right on the money on that one. Gwen, I want to thank you for your time here today.
I'd love to come back.
We'd love to have you back. Again, the book is Confessions of an RX Drug Pusher. Our guest has been Gwen Olsen here on The Alex Jones Show, and we'll be talking to her again more in the future as things unfold in this industry. My name's Mike Adams. I'm filling in for Alex today, and if you stay with us, a lot more excitement and satire and real breaking news is coming up on the other side of this break, so stay with us. We'll be right back.
If you believe in this information and want to support its viral spread, go to the InfoWars store at InfoWars.com. We've got the new G.I. Joe InfoWars t-shirts. We've got the incredible Pro Pure gravity-fed filters available at Infowars.com in the store. We've got a new DVD, Scientists Under Attack, the Don't Tread on Me flag. We've got all sorts of different bumper stickers to help spread the rebellion virally. It's all there, wristbands, citizen rule books in every order. Order online at Infowars.com today. The water filters, the canteens, it's all there. Infowars.com.